did you feel the morning of the review, the person-centred review, when you got up before you even came to school? How were you feeling that morning?
Well, I was very nervous that morning, yeah.
Well, I'm really grateful you did it, because I was as well. So you arrived on the morning, you came into the review meeting. How did you feel the room looked that was different from the previous reviews?
Yeah, it was nice. We all sat round in a circle, and my daughter was making tea and coffee.
How did that make you more relaxed? Did that help with the nerves?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous in case she'd done something wrong, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
So how were you feeling, Nikki, at that meeting?
I was okay. I felt a little bit nervous, especially being around a load of people I didn't even know.
Okay. So there were people there that you didn't know?
Yeah.
And those people were there for their different roles. There were people there that you didn't know.
Yeah.
How did you feel that they introduced themselves and were in your meeting? Mum, how did you feel with the people? Did you mind them being there?
No, they were all friendly. Yeah.
Good. How did you feel, Nikki, once they'd introduced themselves?
I felt much more better, less nervous.
How did you feel when you came in and you saw Nikki leading the welcome for her meeting?
Yeah, very proud of her.
Did it feel, how did it feel compared to the other review meetings when you came into a meeting and you came into this room with your daughter making teas and coffees and people chatting?
Yeah, it was nice, yeah. All sat round in a circle, and when we were asked to write things down...
How did you feel then?
Nervous of getting up and writing it down.
Okay. You were very positive and you got up and wrote something. Would it have been easier if you had been asked to give your thoughts verbally and somebody else write it for you? Or were you happy to get up and write that yourself?
Well, I was happy afterwards, after I did it, because I was nervous to start with, getting up, but I did it.
So next year, if we do the same format again, will you feel more relaxed? Will you feel happy to get up and write? Would you feel happy to ask somebody else to write for you? Do you think you feel more confident now you've been through the process?
Yeah. I'll get up and write it myself, yeah.
Okay. How relaxed do you think you began to feel when the people introduced themselves and told you about their roles and how they were there to support you?
I relaxed more as the time went on, and then everyone was getting up and doing things.
Okay. You came in and there were PowerPoint that Nikki had selected to show everybody. Did that help you know a little bit more about your daughter and what goes on and who she is? Do you think that was useful?
Yeah, very useful, yeah.
Nikki, how did you select what pictures you would put on the PowerPoint?
I chose that one of me because I was smiling and I did like a pose.
Why did you choose the one of Saxony?
Because I really enjoyed it last year. And I was maybe crying all the way through the night, but I still had lots of fun with my friends.
And one of the words that your friends and I used when we were talking about what we appreciate about you was that you were brave. The whole class said you were the bravest on camp. So we thought it was quite important that you showed that photograph. There's one at the Prince of Wales Athletic Stadium. Tell us about that photograph.
The one when I was running with Lucia?
Yeah.
The reason I picked that one is because I was having fun with Lucia and I saw Adam Lever again, you know the boy who used to come here? You know when I was at Beaufort and I used to come here every Thursday.
Yes, I remember.
And did activities with Laura. Yeah.
And then there's another picture
of me getting a medal.
Yeah, you got a medal. How did you feel when you got that medal?
I was happy.
Yeah.
And I got the medal for throwing because I did really big throwing.
You did throwing and running, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, was it good to have lots of photographs of you at the beginning of your meeting?
Yeah.
So your meeting started with a table with flowers that I had bought, but you told me to get pink ones. We had food here.
Drinks.
Tell me about the food. What food did you select?
healthy biscuits,
Healthy
Weight
biscuit.
Watchers,
You asked me to get Weight Watchers biscuits.
Fruits.
Fruit.
grapes.
Grapes, yeah. How did people help themselves at the beginning of the meeting to those things?
No, I handed them round to everybody.
We came to a sheet that said what works well and what doesn't work well for Nikki at home and at school. For me as a teacher and for me as the facilitator of the meeting, that's when we really got to the important things of what for Nikki. Because Nikki stood up and wrote about what wasn't working well for her. She wanted to do more at home. And you were able to say that you wanted her to do more at home. So we immediately had a way of working. How did you feel at that point?
Yeah, you have helped me a bit more, haven't you? Yeah.
So following the meeting, we actually acted upon something we discussed.
Yeah.
So I felt very much we came out with really good actions that Nikki wants. To do more at home, to get ready for college, to become more independent, to get ready for the world of work.
I really want to learn how to hoover as well, so I can hoover my room.
Yeah.
I'll take the hoover on camp and you can hoover the room yourself. That would be really good. Did you feel it was a good meeting?
Yeah.
Did you feel it focused on Nikki?
Yeah.
Did you feel everybody in the room was there and was going to support you as a parent through the process?
Yeah.
Nikki, at the end of the meeting, how did you feel? Brilliant. Were you able to share everything that you wanted to?
Yeah.
So after that meeting, we've got success. One of the outcomes was school uniform.
Yeah.
Look at Nikki today. She's choosing not to wear school uniform. You've been shopping. You've bought some lovely clothes. You've had a really good week. How do you feel having changed from school uniform to independent choice in clothes?
Happy, brilliant.
So you asked if you do more things in home. Is that happening?
Well, the day we left here from the meeting, we done spaghetti bolognese, didn't we?
I bought the spaghetti.
Yeah.
So you're cooking together. Last year, you chose to stay in your lesson. You preferred to stay in your lesson. This year, you chose not to be in your lesson, to be in your review. Which was best for you? Did you prefer to miss out on the review meeting, or did you prefer to be in the review meeting?
In.
Okay.
I didn't like it last year, sat round with tables. I liked it better this year when we all sat round in a circle.
Okay. Which one was best for you as a parent?
This one we just done.
So if we were going to talk to parents about what were the good points about this person-centred review, because you were nervous before, what were the good points of it? And that includes the welcome, having refreshments, how the seating works, who was talking. You knew me and I was the facilitator. Could it have been somebody else? Could you just, for me, explain each bit of the process and how it made you feel that made it better? So let's talk about the welcome.
Right.
How did you feel about the welcome?
I felt welcomed, but obviously I was nervous when I first turned up.
Okay. How did you feel about the seating?
Fine, we all had to sit round in a circle.
So was the semicircle better than round a table?
Yeah, definitely.
How did you feel about being able to have your say by writing?
I felt nervous at getting up and writing, but then once you settle in, it was better.
So now that you're settled, next time, do you think you'd either ask somebody to write for you, or do you think you'd feel confident now to write yourself in the next one?
I'm confident I'd get up and do it myself, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything during the process that you would have liked to have changed? Any of the questions, the way it went, or did you feel it was supportive to you as a parent?
Yeah, supportive. It all went well, yeah.
How did you feel it was supportive to your daughter, who was the centre of the meeting?
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Do you feel we came out with some really relevant outcomes and actions?
Yeah.
Okay. Nikki, how did you feel on the welcome at the beginning?
Okay.
Do you think that was quite important, that you welcomed your guests?
Yeah.
Did it make you feel it was your meeting? How did you feel about the chairs in a semicircle?
I felt okay, yeah.
How did you feel about being there in the whole meeting?
Best meeting ever.
Best meeting ever. That's great. How did you feel about people being there that really didn't know you?
I felt a bit nervous at first, but then as they started talking and introduced themselves, I felt a bit better.
That was good. So they did some good introductions, didn't they? At the end of the meeting, did you feel we talked a lot about you? Yeah. Thank goodness, because it was all about you, really, wasn't it? And did you feel happy, content with the things that we agreed we'd work on together?
Yeah.